fun. It relies on making dogs feel good. And my God, if they've got some kind of anxiety issue or fear issue, making them feel good and curious. And we know that dogs that are repressed, once they start to loosen up, they become unstuck. Their world opens up. They become so much more curious, and curiosity breeds confidence. I mean, why wouldn't everybody choose that?
Variety, I agree. I think when you put it that way, I think everyone would, and that's what we're trying to do. It depends on who gets to them first, because you'll have your alpha bros out there being like, you need to be dominant on this dog. They're trying to dominate you by getting on your couch, eating first, and running out of the door. So they just think you're weak. You know, this is the standard of advice we often hear from the balanced dog training community. And to touch on your point too, because I know a lot of critics may point out, look, these balanced trainers, they use positive reinforcement all the time, you know, but they just sometimes use these corrections. Like, let's give it the best case there. When you resort now to using pain with a dog that you've been, or you know, purposeful discomfort, we can even say, when you resort to that with a dog that you've previously been emphasizing positive reinforcement, you immediately communicate to that dog, actually, you can't trust me quite as much as you thought. Actually, sometimes I will bring pain to you. You immediately fracture that bond that you've been trying so hard to build. In many dogs. Now, some dogs are going to be more resilient. I'm not going to say everyone who's ever given their dog a leash correction is abusive. Certainly not members of the public I am not talking to. Our focus is certainly on the professional sector for this, you know, current route.
Yeah. 3 things, I'm putting you on the spot here. If you wanted dog lovers to know 3 things, what would they be?
Focus on the bond with their dog from a training perspective. That's the first thing in my book that I write about. Focus on play. We've kind of talked about it. Focus on building a relationship with them. I mean, off the top of my head, I guess a lot of those are overlapping. Keep your expectations realistic is an important thing. Make sure that you're trying to connect with that dog. People too often prioritize the physical compliance of a dog and are not trained to prioritize the emotional welfare of that dog. And they go hand in hand. It's not like we're doing it because we're so soft, although I'm a little soft like that. But it actually aligns with the scientific consensus on how to do these things. Coincidentally.
If people want to know more about you, like how would you describe yourself, right? How would you advocate for yourself? I always like to ask people, if you were to talk about yourself, what would you say? Like, what do you want to bring to the world?
I want people to feel more empowered and liberated to connect with their dogs in ways that are natural to them, that make their life better, that make the dog's life better. And, you know, obviously we're on defense a lot by trying to combat misinformation. And so I really want people to know, because we live in a buyer beware economy here in America. The responsibility does fall on the consumer to do these things and research it, but they don't even know the question to ask yet. So empowering the public to understand this topic better is what I would like to accomplish.
So in 5 years' time, where do you see the industry?
That's a great question. It's hard to say whether or not regulation will come, licensure will come, you know, meaningful licensure that adheres to consensus. I mean, I think, you know, we obviously have to clean up our own house in the dog training industry, which is what I'm focused on before, you know, everything else. The answer is I don't know. I don't know if the appetite is there in the public to modernize this field. I don't know if the dog training community is ready to move on. I do think we'll be in a better position than we're in today. I hope. But
Gusto mo bang sumama sa akin? Book a group ride. Get 1 card with up to 4 stops. So you can arrive or depart together. Buo ang reunion with GrabCar.
Mali yung ginagawa mo eh. Wait lang. Ayos na.
necessarily. Progress is not a given.
It's not a given, but I think with people like you, Zach, I think there will be changes. And I just want to say to everybody out there that don't be afraid to use your voice and to speak up.
O, Jabba daw.
You don't have to have a platform like Zach or I do in order to be able to make yourself heard. But I would say also caution with it, because when you do put your head above the parapet, there will be people that don't agree with you, and they might do it constructively. And hey, we always embrace constructive criticism, and we don't have to have everybody agree with us the whole time. But then there are going to be people out there that are either threatened by what you say or want to diminish what you say. And I would just say, just think of the dogs and keep advocating. Do it respectfully. And yes, this is where diplomacy does come in. Try not to go down that rabbit hole. I hold my hand up because sometimes I have gone down that rabbit hole. But I'm older now. I feel like I'm older and wiser, that I should not be doing that anymore. So, but I think our dogs need us. They need voices like Zach George. They need your voice. And, you know, look what you've achieved in a relatively short time, Zach. I mean, I know that you've been doing this a long, long time too. But still, what you've achieved is this revolution. And you have been a champion for dogs. You continue to be a champion for dogs. And I just want to say thank you. Now, if people are like, yes, I want to watch everything you've done, where do they go? Where is the best place where they can see everything that you're doing?
So the majority of my polished dog training content lives on YouTube. Just, you know, you can YouTube me, Zach George. And on Instagram, we prioritize more social activism over there regarding these issues and related issues. And we post bonus training. So if you want to get to know the real us, go on Instagram. If you're just focused on that dog training stuff, YouTube might be your best bet.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me, Zach George. And I told you I had a great person today. As I do, I have such great guests that come on this podcast. But they are game changers in this industry. And thank you so much, Zach, for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And keep up the amazing work, too.
For everybody listening, I hope you take care of your dogs, and I will see you on another podcast.